When setting up your Evolution machine, the first thing you need to do is to add water to the tanks. You'll need to add between 1 and 2 buckets of water just to activate the float switches for the heater and the pump. And keep working like so. And to activate the heater, you will need to use the white cable with that plug, and then make sure it's fully unwound from the machine. This stops the cable from overheating while in use, and also covers the air vents and the exhaust. Plug the heater in and turn it on. This will allow you to use the heater switch in 2 ways. Turn the heater on and then select the tank heater and select the desired temperature you want in the tank for the machine. While it's warming up, there is a red light here showing you an indication of temperature. The temperature adjustment is to the bottom of the gauge. There's a little arrow at the bottom here to tell you where to set the indicator to. And you can use the tank element in two ways. One for just taking the chill off the water, so if you're using an inline heater, set it to about 30 degrees, or if you want to heat up the whole tank of water, so you're doing upholstery, you want a nice consistent temperature, warm it up to 60 degrees at the bottom there. That will give you, then you won't need to use the inline heaters and give you a nice consistent temperature. Once the water is at the desired temperature, you can then turn off the tank heater, and that will allow you to use vat number 2 and heater number 2. When the tank water is at desired temperature, you'll then need to unwind the other cable with the white plug. This operates vat number 1, the water pump, and heater number 1. As the other one, always unwind it fully from the machine to uncover the vents and allow for the exhaust out of the vacuum machine. I always recommend that you run the cables to 2 separate sockets, preferably into the kitchen ring main if you can. This will make sure you're less likely to trip any fuses. With everything running, obviously there's a reasonable demand from the machine. What you hear now running is the 2 cooling fans. This allows cool air to be coming from the bottom over the pump here, and for the warm air from the vacuum motors and the water pump to be drawn out from the top here. Before using the machine, you will need to prime the pump, having primed the hose. Red or blue hose like this one, and that's connected to the front of the machine. And we turn the water pump on. We're looking for any air to come through. This is running nice and clear today. If there's any air there, it will run lovely in like 3 seconds, and that's all we need to use this hose for. At the end, when you pack it away, we can help use it to rinse the waste tank out with. But for now, pack this hose away. Now the pump is primed through, and you can connect your hose on to the machine. So. And then if you connect your hand tool or plug onto the other end so it's ready for use. Now we're going to set the water pressure. We'll turn on the pump. Give it a second or 2 to build up pressure in the solution line. Now you can adjust the pressure you want the machine to on this brass knob at the back here. The more you wind the knob out, the lower the pressure will be. So for upholstery tool, hand tool work, around about 100 psi, and for carpet cleaning, adjust it anywhere between 200 and 300 psi. So that's 250. Okay. Now ready to use the rest of the machine. The inline heaters, turn them off, they'll start heating inside. You allow then 30 seconds to a minute before you start using the machine. That will allow it to heat up and be ready for it to use. When turning on the vacuum motors, please turn on one at a time, allow the first one to start before you turn the next one on. Now, when you finish using the machine, You'll always be left with some water in the waste in the solution tank. Hopefully it's a small amount which we can then extract from the solution side to the waste tank. First of all, make sure you don't have any wastewater into the bucket, and then turn on the vacuum motors and suck the water from this side into this side. You have a lot of water in there, do it sort of 10 litres at a time, just allowing the hoses to dry out, then turn the machine off, empty the water out and repeat the process until the water has been removed. Once you've finished with the machine, just open the waste tank lid